in your life literally cannot let other people have their moment. My sister Ruby's husband left her for his 19-year-old assistant at their first anniversary party 2 years ago, and since then she's been a mess at every single wedding she's gone to. She wore this white beaded dress to our cousin's beach wedding, swearing she thought the invitation said it was a white party, and then broke down sobbing during the vows about how beautiful love was supposed to be. The bride just stood there fuming while everyone turned away to stare at Ruby crying louder than the sound of ocean waves. Ruby had this sick radar for the exact moments that would hurt the most, as if she studied the wedding schedule looking for perfect destruction opportunities. During our aunt's cake cutting, Ruby's phone started playing her own wedding song at full volume, and she made this huge show of crying while fumbling with it for 3 entire minutes. Our cousin's father-daughter dance got interrupted when Ruby locked herself in the only bathroom and started pounding on the door, screaming for help until groomsmen literally ripped it off its hinges. She had a violent sobbing breakdown during our brother's vows, screaming, "That's exactly what Dylan said before he cheated on me," and the officiant just stopped mid-sentence. Nobody suspected Ruby was doing this on purpose because she seemed as shocked as everybody else at what was happening, so we figured it was just some sort of trauma response. At our younger sister's wedding, Ruby took a fake phone call during the father-daughter dance, telling nobody on the other end, "I can't believe you're telling me about the affair right now." Our cousin watched her decline a real call from her coworker, then immediately pretend to answer, just talking to dead air about her ex marrying a teenager. When he called her out on it at the table, she tried claiming she got 2 calls back to back, but 6 people had seen the same thing, and the groom muttered something about Ruby being a psychotic attention whore. Ruby went absolutely nuclear after getting caught, as if being exposed just freed her from having to be subtle anymore. She pretended to choke during toasts at 3 different weddings, always managing to knock over the champagne tower in her dramatic struggle to breathe. At our uncle's beach wedding, she claimed jellyfish stung her, and made the bride's father examine her completely unmarked legs for 20 minutes during the couple's first dance. Our other cousin's wedding photographer quit mid-reception after Ruby kept jumping into every shot pretending to faint, and he said he'd rather lose the money than deal with this insane woman destroying his portfolio. She screamed about going into anaphylactic shock at another cousin's reception, gasping for air and making everyone panic, searching for her EpiPen in her purse. But when the bride's nurse best friend went to inject her, she realized it was a blue trainer pen with no needle that they give people to practice with. At our uncle's wedding, she projectile vomited during the vows, claiming food poisoning, even though we all saw her stick her fingers down her throat behind the church, and she'd eaten the exact same buffet as everyone else. Our cousin Stella's wedding was this $80,000 ballroom masterpiece her parents took out loans for, complete with imported orchids and a string quartet flown in from New York. The maid of honor was giving this beautiful speech about Stella surviving her mom's death and finding love again when Ruby stood up from her back table and practically sprinted to the microphone, ripping it out of the maid of honor's hands. She announced, "I need everyone in this room to know I'm pregnant with twins, and the father is married. His wife just threatened to end me and the babies, so if something happens to me, you'll all know why." The entire ballroom went dead silent, and Stella's face turned gray while her new husband looked like he wanted to end Ruby himself. Ruby clutched her stomach and screamed, "Something's wrong with the babies," then collapsed backward, making sure to grab the tablecloth and pull down the entire champagne tower in an explosion of glass and Dom Perignon. She was twitching on the marble floor with her dress soaked in champagne, doing this horrible gasping thing while her eyes rolled back, and our aunt screamed that she was dying. The quartet stopped playing, and waiters dropped $30 plates, and someone's kids started crying hysterically. The paramedics were strapping Ruby to the stretcher when my teenage cousin shoved through the crowd screaming, "Wait, she's faking the whole thing, I have proof." She started playing a video at full volume of Ruby in the bathroom practicing her collapse over and over, saying, "Grab the tablecloth for maximum impact," and "This is going to destroy that bee's perfect wedding." Ruby shot up from the stretcher, ripping off the oxygen mask and shrieking, "That's edited, that's not real," but everyone could see her in the video rehearsing the exact pregnancy announcement she'd just given. The paramedic looked at Ruby and said, "Ma'am, faking a medical emergency is a crime," while Stella's dad started screaming about suing her for the $80,000 reception she just destroyed. Within a week, Ruby was banned from every family event for the rest of her life. Our grandmother was so disgusted that she added a clause to her will stating Ruby forfeits her inheritance if she shows up to any family gathering, including funerals. Nobody trusts her not to fake a heart attack during the eulogy.